This video is about what we know about the Ted Wafer case after the preliminary hearing. We learned some things about Renisha McBribe, particularly her blood alcohol was .218. She hit a parked car at approximately 1 a.m. in the morning. A person observed the vehicle. It appeared to be going very fast. It was in a residential neighborhood. The car was parked on the street. However, she hit it so hard that it knocked the whole car up and over the curb. At the scene of the accident, she was offered help. The person who's owned the car talked to her. The person called an ambulance. Renisha McBribe was sitting in her car, and by the time the woman came back out to the car, Renisha McBribe had taken off. Then she was missing for about 3.5 hours. It is difficult to say where she was. However, that her blood alcohol was .218 at the time that she appeared at Mr. Wafer's house at approximately 4:30. Her blood alcohol would indicate that she was very drunk and sufficiently drunk that any rational thought was no longer possible. No one knows where she was for those 3.5 hours. I would guess, if I had to, that she passed out and came to and then went to at least one door besides Mr. Wafer's door. Assuming that she did not have any alcohol to drink, that means at the time of the collision, her blood alcohol would have been about .28, which is just about the level at which you cannot do things such as drive a motor vehicle because you lack the coordination to do things like turn the motor on and put it in gear. Okay, then when she got to Ted Wafer's house, she rapped very hard on the door. There was a screen door and a main door. She hit on the screen door so hard that the screen was knocked off its track. It was a door where you could put a glass door in for winter and a screen door, have it be a screen door in winter. But she hit it so hard that the screen came off the track of the screen door, and also she made some marks on the main door. We also learned that she was between 2 and 3 feet from the shotgun, which was fired through the screen of the screen door, which was off its track, and she was between 2 and 3 feet from the gun when the gun went off. Mr. Wafer had heard her knocking. He went to the door with his pistol grip shotgun in hand, and then in a couple of seconds he discharged the weapon and killed her instantly. Michigan has some laws that include the Castle Doctrine. Essentially what that means is if you believe that someone is in the process of breaking into your house or has broken into your house, you can presume that they are going to do you harm, great bodily harm, or kill you, but that presumption is rebuttable. There is also self-defense. Before you can use lethal force in the state of Michigan, you have to be in reasonable fear that you're going to receive great bodily harm or death. Additionally, in Michigan, there is no diminished capacity. So if Mr. Wafer claimed that he was groggy because he had just been waking up, and that would include things such as sleep inertia, that defense is not available in the state of Michigan. There is one critical piece of evidence that is missing. Particularly, I've read news accounts of it, but I haven't been able to locate the document. That is, he gave two statements to the police. Without reading those statements, I do not know that anyone could speculate as to whether or not he'll be convicted. The news reports indicated that he told the police that the shooting was an accident. So in the event that he opened up his door with his shotgun in hand, and then he was startled to see Miss McBride, and he lurched backwards, and his finger was on the trigger and it discharged, that will likely be a successful defense. However, in the event that he both claimed that it was an accident, and then he claims that he was in fear of his life and that's why he pulled the trigger, he will likely be convicted. I do not know what the statement said, so at this time I'm unable to make a prediction as to whether he'll be convicted or not.